We're starting with WWE, as after months of speculation, there's finally an update on Randy Orton's WWE status. According to PW Insider, multiple sources within WWE's creative team have confirmed that the Viper is set to return next month and will be part of WWE's European tour leading up to WrestleMania 41. Orton's absence has been a hot topic among fans, with many wondering if he would miss WWE's biggest event of the year. His last match took place on October 25th during SmackDown, where he teamed up with Cody Rhodes against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Less than 2 weeks later, on November 8th, Kevin Owens delivered a piledriver to Orton, and in the storyline, doctors diagnosed him with cervical cord neuropraxia, effectively writing him off TV. With Orton now confirmed to return ahead of WrestleMania 41, WWE has the perfect opportunity to reintroduce him in a high-stakes scenario. The biggest question is, where does the Viper fit into the WrestleMania picture? One plan under discussion would see Kevin Owens score a brutal, dominant victory over Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber, leaving Zayn in a pool of blood and motionless after the match. Then, on the following episode of SmackDown, Orton would confront Owens, setting the stage for a blockbuster showdown at WrestleMania 41. The idea behind this booking? A convincing win over Zayn would establish Owens as a legitimate threat to the Viper, making their clash even more intense. What do you think of WWE's rumored plans for Orton and Owens? Are you excited about their potential showdown, or do you have a different vision for their WrestleMania path? Sound off in the comments below. Speaking of SmackDown, the decision to extend SmackDown to 3 hours was meant to elevate the show, but just a few months in, it's clear that things aren't going as planned. WWE officials are reportedly frustrated, and the fan response has been far from positive. According to WrestleVotes, several people in WWE are very against the 3-hour format of SmackDown and feel that the show has totally fallen apart in the last 2 months. When the expansion was first announced, there was optimism that an extra hour would allow underutilized talent to shine. Instead, the show has suffered from dragging segments, awkward pacing, and an overall decline in quality, a sentiment many viewers have echoed online. The frustration boiled over after the February 21st episode, where The Rock's extended promo with Cody Rhodes fell flat and left fans unimpressed. In the aftermath, WWE's creative team, particularly Road Dogg, came under fire, with social media flooded by demands for change. Now it turns out that discontent isn't just from the audience, people inside WWE share the same concerns. Thankfully, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. WrestleVotes reports that SmackDown will revert to a 2-hour format in June, a move that should come as a relief to those who feel the show has lost its edge. This was further reinforced by WWE's Chief Content Officer Triple H, who confirmed the plans during a recent appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, assuring fans that the Blue brand will return to its original format. With WWE's creative direction already under the microscope, scaling back to 2 hours could be the reset SmackDown desperately needs. What's your take? Should SmackDown have ever gone 3 hours? And will a shorter runtime be enough to fix WWE's issues? Sound off in the comments below. AEW news now, and the promotion just can't seem to catch a break lately. This time, Christopher Daniels is at the center of a major mishap. Although he is seemingly retired from the ring, Daniels has played a key role in the MJF-Adam Page feud, with the Cowboy being blamed for Daniels' retirement. On the latest Dynamite, MJF taunted Page before revealing that Daniels had been attacked backstage, with the obvious tease that MJF had done the deed. Unfortunately, as Page ran to check on Daniels, AEW's cameras caught the fallen angel blading right before the show cut to a dramatic shot of him laying in a pool of his own blood. This botch made its way to social media, with fans mocking the sloppy production, with one calling the segment glorified indie garbage. Another said that AEW needs someone who knows how to direct, while another speculated on fans tuning out, asking, at what point do the AEW fans hang it up? One fan brought up declining ratings, as they said, and they wonder why they're hemorrhaging viewers every week, while another said AEW is a laughingstock. They even went as far as to say Tony Khan should have taken the alleged offer by Shane McMahon to have a major role in the company, believing McMahon would prove to be a benefit. This was another rough night for AEW, and the fans aren't letting it slide, and with Revolution on March 9th, AEW will want to tighten up its production before another blunder like this. Now, this year's Road to WrestleMania will see WWE host several TV tapings and live events in Europe, and Roman Reigns is coming along for the ride. On Twitter, WWE announced that Reigns will be part of the March 21st SmackDown in Bologna, Italy, as well as the following week's edition of the Blue brand in London, England. On Twitter, Reigns reacted, stating that greatness is coming to the two cities and that your tribal chief has business to attend to. Reigns also teased that receipts are coming, suggesting that whomever he targets at these events is someone who has previously wronged him. With that in mind, all signs are pointing to Seth Rollins, who is taking credit for the injury Reigns suffered at the Royal Rumble that has kept the tribal chief off TV. Reigns' WrestleMania plans have yet to be confirmed, but all signs point toward a showdown with Seth, and fans may see the pair come to blows in Europe next month. In one of the biggest shockers in Royal Rumble history, Jey Uso eliminated John Cena to win this year's men's match, and the main event talent is on the road to WrestleMania 41. Though Jey is a popular talent, many people still aren't happy about him getting this opportunity, and speaking to CBS Sports, Jey was asked about those who think he's just a flash entrance. Jey argued that he knows fans are questioning whether he belongs in the spot he's in, and is ready to prove himself and silence his critics against Gunther this April. He said, "This is do or die for me. I feel like I'm doubted a lot. A lot of people are doubting me right now, Us. I'm not supposed to be in this position. I know that, they know that, but I'm gonna shut them all up." Though being part of incredible tag team matches against the Wyatts, The Shield, and The New Day, Jey believes he's yet to deliver a truly unforgettable singles match. Jey reflected on his WrestleMania 40 match with Jimmy about that fans and the talent involved believed could have been much better, and now the pressure is on Jey to redeem himself. "I always thought we put on great matches. If you look at it, we had great matches with the Wyatt family, The Shield, The New Day. Now I feel like I've had a couple of good matches, but not ones that stick in people's minds. This is redemption time on the big stage. The pressure is on." Jey's focus is on Gunther and defeating the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania, and we'll have to wait and see if he can redeem himself and deliver an unforgettable match. Will Jey prove his critics wrong and become champion? And if you're one of those critics, who should be challenging Gunther instead? Share your thoughts in our comments section. As we previously reported, NXT Women's Champion Giulia is reportedly facing an injury, one that has led WWE to hurry into a title-for-title match with Women's North American Champion Stephanie Vaquer. That match will come at NXT Roadblock, and now there's an update on the Beautiful Madness, whose condition doesn't appear to be as bad as first feared. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that multiple WWE sources have confirmed that Giulia doesn't have any major injuries and instead is dealing with some minor bumps and bruises. Despite this, Giulia is still fully expected to compete in her match against Stephanie Vaquer at Roadblock in a meeting of two of the very best women in WWE today. The fact that these are minor injuries certainly changes the complexion of this match, as Giulia dropping the title to Vaquer so she could take a lengthy break to recover is no longer a sure thing. With Giulia capable of competing at Roadblock despite these bumps and bruises, it's entirely plausible now that she, not Vaquer, will leave New York City a double champion. But who do you think will win at Roadblock? Will Giulia stand tall despite her bumps and bruises, or is Vaquer still the odds-on favorite? Share your pick down in the comments. Malakai Black's time with AEW has come to an end as he was let go a handful of weeks ago alongside Miro and Ricky Starks, with fans wondering what's next for the Dutch wrestler. Before AEW, Black was Aleister Black in WWE, where he'd become an NXT champion, and given his past success, it's hardly a surprise many fans hope to see him back. On Instagram this week, Black shared a fan-created video highlighting some of his best matches and moments from WWE, which hasn't gone unnoticed by fans. Black's sharing of the video has led to further speculation that a WWE return is coming, and we've already seen success from AEW alum who have joined WWE already. It's also worth considering that Black's wife Zelina Vega is in WWE, and Black re-signing would in theory give the married couple more time together. Black also did much better in NXT under the control of Triple H than on Vince McMahon's main roster, and with the game running all WWE, that could also help bring Black back. With the Judgment Day teasing a new member, some believe Black could be that person, and whatever comes, Black's video this week has certainly added fuel to the speculative fire. In January, it was reported that Becky Lynch had re-signed with WWE, but despite rumors of a Royal Rumble return, that didn't take place. Similarly, Lynch has been missing from the road to WrestleMania, leaving fans to wonder what role, if any, one of WWE's biggest female stars will have inside Allegiant Stadium. According to a report by Fightful Select, though, Lynch recently answered a fan's question about her return and confirmed that she has not only signed to WWE again, but is completely healthy. The report added that Lynch has also been in discussions about WrestleMania plans, though it still remains to be seen what exactly the man will do on April 19th and April 20th. With Elimination Chamber this weekend, fans may see her return shortly after, as any role at WrestleMania for Lynch will need to be announced very soon. 6 years on from headlining the event, Lynch's status at this year's WrestleMania remains uncertain, and hopefully fans get answers very soon. On last week's TNA Impact, Tessa Blanchard refused to face her assigned opponent, claiming she wasn't cleared, the latest act by Blanchard to go directly against TNA management. Furious at her attitude, Santino Marella would then declare that Tessa would have to wrestle her next match, and if she didn't, she'd be fired. On this week's show, Blanchard was in action to face Kelsey Heather, and in her first match on Impact in nearly 5 years, Tessa got the win. This was the former world champion's first match for a TNA TV show since the April 5th, 2020 edition of Impact, where she and Eddie Edwards battled Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. Fans won't have to wait long to see her next in the ring though, as at this week's Impact, Blanchard and Li Ying Li got into a backstage confrontation. That was broken up by Santino, who declared that the pair will battle at TNA Sacrifice, an event Blanchard plans on making even bigger. On Instagram, Crystal Poppin shared that she'll be performing Blanchard's theme song at Sacrifice, which is scheduled to take place on March 14th. TNA remains committed to Blanchard despite the issue many fans have taken with her return, and she'll certainly have the spotlight at Sacrifice with her match and special entrance. Now, Rhea Ripley is among WWE's most beloved stars, with her magnetic personality making Mamiya talent fans everywhere are eager to connect to. Unfortunately, there is a downside to this level of fame, as some people take things too far, and recently, Ripley shared a scary experience with a stalker. It was earlier this week that Ripley shared a statement underlining the obvious fact that fans should never send fan mail to her personal residence. She said, "Shouldn't have to say this, do not ever send fan mail to my house. That is by mail or self-delivered, that is 100% not okay." Logan Paul then uploaded a vlog on his YouTube channel in which he asked Ripley about the tweet, and Ripley detailed a stalker-related incident from Valentine's Day. She said, "So I saw in the ring on Valentine's Day that someone was at my door and I was watching it. This chick was there for probably 15 minutes just smiling into my camera like the movie Smile, and I was like, oh no." This scary situation comes only a couple of years after Sonya Deville was the victim of an attempted kidnapping, and Deville needed months off TV to recover from the traumatic event. These incidents show why WWE superstars need to stay safe and keep their privacy, and while wrestlers enjoy connecting with fans, their personal space should be respected. Sadly, stalkers are becoming a bigger problem for famous people, and the situations with Ripley and Deville show just how a fan's obsession can go way too far. Do you believe WWE should take extra steps to protect its superstars from incidents? How can fans better respect their favorite wrestlers' personal boundaries? Share your thoughts below. The Rock's promo during last week's SmackDown has drummed up a backlash among fans and those in the industry, as what the final boss had to say felt off. After the crowd-pleasing news that WrestleMania 42 would take place in New Orleans, The Rock turned his attention to Cody Rhodes and shared his unique offer to the American Nightmare. Rhodes said that despite their past issues, he's been pleased with Cody as champion, but now wants Rhodes' soul and wants Cody to be his champion. On his drive-thru podcast, Jim Cornette shared his 2 cents on the promo, which seemingly saw The Rock flip-flop between being a popular face and the villainous final boss. He said, "I think also this is like a guy who has all the tools and skills but also has Tourette's syndrome. He's saying everything at the same time. He's saying shit for people to cheer for him, he's saying for people to boo him. That's part of the problem here we'll get into. Are we supposed to like him? Are we supposed to hate him? What the f*** is this?" The Rock has since confirmed he'll be at Elimination Chamber, and in a tweet both thanks fans for watching but also teased disruptive moves coming up as the final boss character. As for which Rock we'll see in Toronto, time will tell, but the Brahma Bull's return to SmackDown last week has proven to be a source of confusion among fans and insiders alike. But what did you think of The Rock's promo? Was it too all over the place for your liking, or did the final boss do exactly what was needed? Give your review in the comments section. Elimination Chamber news next, as fans have gotten their first glance at the setup for this Saturday's PLE, which will include a massive octagonal video screen above the chamber. WWE is already sorting out music and entrance videos, as Drew McIntyre's logo was visible in the image that has been shared online this week. There's no word on what the stage will look like, but fans will see that soon enough as part of the final main roster PLE on the road to WrestleMania 41. More from TNA Impact, which this week saw the continuation of the WWE partnership as NXT's Oro Mensah made an appearance in the Impact Zone to face Mike Santana. Despite a valiant effort, Mensah couldn't score the win and was flattened by Santana with a spinning clothesline in what was Oro's first match anywhere in a long time. Mensah hasn't been seen on NXT TV since the October 15, 2024 episode when he lost to Lexis King, and this TNA cameo has left fans wondering if there's more to come for him outside NXT. Do you think Oro Mensah should get a bigger role in NXT, or would he be a better fit in TNA? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Now, Ricky Saints, formerly Ricky Starks in AEW, is already making major moves in WWE NXT, and his transition from being all elite to being a superstar has been a smooth one. According to Dr. Chris Featherstone on Backstage Pass, Saints has been well received backstage in the company and has avoided garnering heat despite his fast rise in the silver brand. Do you think Ricky Saints will succeed in WWE the way he couldn't in AEW? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Not every AEW wrestler can be a regular on TV, and even with Ring of Honor being an option, there is simply too much competition for spots on programming. Now it appears that one well-known star is set to leave the company, as Layla Hirsch's contract is about to expire if it hasn't already. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that Layla Hirsch's AEW contract will expire on February 28th, and by the time this video goes live, she could already be gone from the promotion. Johnson added that Hirsch will not be staying with AEW and that she will be a free agent immediately upon her exit from AEW, a promotion she joined in 2020. Despite her smaller stature than her peers, Hirsch's strong wrestling skills and amateur background made her stand out, as she's battled the likes of Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. In 2022, Chris Statlander became one of Hirsch's main rivals, but she also moved to Ring of Honor that same year and suffered a knee injury that'd keep her out of action for over a year. She returned in 2023 and mostly wrestled for ROH, where she joined the Kingdom with Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Maria Kanellis Bennett, the latter of whom has also left AEW. Hirsch didn't appear much in AEW after that, but kept competing in ROH against names like Trish Adora, Billy Starks, and Athena, and had her final match at Final Battle 2024 against Red Velvet. It was at the event that Hirsch failed to win the ROH Women's World Television title from Velvet, and she now is set to be a free agent, leaving fans to speculate on her next move. Considering her in-ring work, Hirsch could be a great asset in New Japan or TNA, and fans can't count out WWE showing interest in her, especially as an AEW/Ring of Honor alum. Where do you see Layla Hirsch going next? Should AEW have done more with her? Share your thoughts in the comments below. For months, Jade Cargill has been out of action in WWE, but the return of the former women's champion is no longer a question of if, but when. According to WrestleVote's WWE sources have shared that Cargill is cleared for action and that fans can expect her return to program imminently. The payoff to the mystery behind the attack is coming, WrestleVotes adds, as Jade has been out of action since a brutal parking lot attack shared on SmackDown in November. With WWE recently refocusing on her storyline, all signs are pointing to a comeback happening very soon, with speculation that she'll be on tonight's SmackDown or at Elimination Chamber. If not either of these shows, then her return will come soon enough, and while WWE is reportedly deciding between two names to be her attacker, the payoff is coming fast. With Bianca Belair and Naomi losing the women's tag team titles, WWE is gearing up for Jade's return, and after months of waiting for answers, fans won't have to wait much longer. Who do you think was behind Jade Cargill's attack? Will she return at Elimination Chamber or make a shocking appearance elsewhere? Drop your predictions below. And we're ending with Fuego del Sol, who was with AEW from 2020 to 2023 and had a brief return in 2024, but hasn't competed in AEW since the August 17, 2024 edition of Rampage. In his absence, he has remained active on social media and recently took to Twitter to share that a lot of his plans remain up in the air, both in his career and in his life. Del Sol has said that there are different directions things could go depending on decisions that are out of his control and depending on how the next couple of months play out. The Masked Star apologized for being so vague, but in a separate tweet, encouraged fans to check out an upcoming match for ROH, suggesting it could be his last in an AEW ROH ring. It appears that Fuego del Sol doesn't see much of a future in either of Tony Khan's promotions, and it remains to be seen what direction his future takes in the coming months.